On today's show, the Phoenix Suns start out their road trip 0-2. Is the proverbial house on fire? I'll tell you why it's not on this edition of Locked On Phoenix Suns.
You are Locked On Suns, your daily Phoenix Suns podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up? Welcome back into Locked On Phoenix Suns. My name is Benjamin Garcia, host of the Ben Garcia Show, mornings on YouTube at 7 a.m., Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, as well as a credentialed Phoenix Suns media member covering your Phoenix Suns 365 days out of the year. That's why they call it your team every day here at the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday night, Monday morning, however you may be listening, wherever you may be listening. Thank you so much for making me and this show a part of your day. Reminder, Locked On Phoenix Suns is free and available on all platforms, so including YouTube. So click that follow or subscribe button to do it. Thousands, dare I say millions of Suns fans have already done to come in every day and get locked on the Phoenix Suns right here each and every day. Today's episode is brought to you by the lovely folks over at Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Create an account and use promo code Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Okay. Last time we were here, I told you to overreact. I told you that you deserve that win against the Sacramento Kings. I didn't expect the last two games to, well, maybe the Nuggets game. I didn't expect both games to start out this road trip to look like they did for the Phoenix Suns. But everyone needs to take a chill pill. This is like, I don't know if you guys are Marvel fans, but I'm a big Marvel guy, you know, to the extent of like, I still have a life and job and I can't watch every side quest and everything on the side. Everything big I've seen. And the only thing I could think of when I was coming up with topics for the show is when in Marvel's Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War, when, you know, Star-Lord is fighting with Iron Man and Spider-Man, or, you know, they're all fighting on the big moon. And I don't know what the even moon was called. But they're all fighting in that fight scene, and, you know, everyone's got something pointed at each other. Everyone's about to just blow up on each other. And, you know, Star-Lord's like, all right, everyone chill the F out. That's how I feel right now. Everyone chill the F out. I don't know why all of you thought that this team was starting off 3-0, especially on a road trip that featured the Los Angeles Clippers, who might implode in the playoffs, but have a pretty good roster, like 1 through 5. Like if you listed the top 8 players in the Clippers Suns matchup before that game, how many of them are Phoenix Suns? 1? Devin Booker? I mean, Mark Williams, does he make the list? I don't know. I would probably lean towards no. So like there is a saying that my all-time favorite feels like, you know, he doesn't know this, but he paved the way for me, I feel like, in sports media, was Colin Cowherd. And oftentimes I'll take little tidbits of what he says. And he always says something like, say it out loud. If it sounds crazy, it's crazy. The Phoenix Suns beat the Sacramento Kings, but then immediately lose to one team who a bunch of people, the national pundits, the trendy pick is they're going to win the championship, and the Denver Nuggets, on the road, by the way. And they played the Los Angeles Clippers in their home opener after being brutally annihilated by the what is the meme? The exciting whites of the Utah Jazz. Like, everyone needs to chill out a little bit. Yes. Did the Suns lose brutally in both of those games? Yeah, they kind of got their ass kicked in 7 of the 8 quarters. The Suns looked good in the first quarter against the Clippers. They, you know, I think they got out of that quarter, if my notes are correct up here, ahead in that quarter. No, they didn't. They lost that quarter by 1 point. But 7 out of the 8 quarters, the Suns looked abysmal. They didn't look good. And I've seen, you know, it's so funny. Social media is a beautiful place. I've seen Kevin Durant fans are like, oh, I told you. Oh, I told you. Congratulations. Go win a game. Win a game before you come at the former team. Why you're still paying attention to your ex-girlfriend is beyond me. But whatever. Everyone needs to chill out. Say it out loud. The Suns lost 2 games in a row on the road in a back-to-back where the Los Angeles Clippers is a trendy pick to do well in the playoffs this year, aside from the fact that they have a bunch of playoff no-shows on their team. And then the Denver Nuggets, who are everyone's darling, the trendy pick to win the NBA championship. I didn't watch that game for 1 second and say to myself, oh, well, start breaking out the Devin Booker mock trades. Guys, what are we doing here? The Suns are in the middle of building a foundation and building a culture. Has it looked like how I thought it was going to look in those games, where the teams that played the Suns were going to feel like, damn, that team's tough? No, but it's not going to look like that right away. This is a bunch of new guys all getting together, trying to come together for the common good of the Phoenix Suns. They're still building a system. We don't even know who the rotations look like right now. Mark Williams, he's already, I thought one of the funniest things that came out of last year was the PTO man stuff when it came to Bradley Beal last year. Like, Mark Williams already got some PTO. Like, he's already taken a little bit of time off. The Suns lost to the Denver Nuggets, also shorthanded without Mark Williams. Like, it happens, guys. If I would have told you before the season the Suns were going to start off the season 1-2, what would you have said to me? Yeah, sounds about right. Clippers team's pretty good. Zubac, Harden, Kawhi Leonard. If you want to add, Suns legend Bradley Beal to that mix, you can as well. Derrick Jones Jr., very fine player. John Collins. Like, if you listed the top 8 players in either of these games, do the Suns have more than one player in either one? Nuggets are a buzzsaw. Really like their head coach. Clippers are a buzzsaw with, again, another really good head coach. It happens. Relax. Take a chill pill. Star-Lord, everyone, chill the F out. We're going to see this Utah game coming up on Monday. And if it looks more of the same, we'll have some more tougher conversations. We're going to get to the Devin Booker thing. We're going to get to where I was wrong about Jalen Green already. We're going to get to come on Malawatch. But what were you expecting through the first 3 games of the season? 3-0, 2-1? Like I told you, if you could steal this game against the Clippers on Friday, you're playing with house money. But there's a lot of scheduled losses on this team's resume. One of them, or on this team's schedule, one of them is the Denver Nuggets. The Suns are fine. As of right now, the Phoenix Suns are exactly where they should be, 1-2 on the season. Now, it's a little different when you play Utah coming up on Monday. That kind of needs to be a scheduled win. Utah's not better than you. You've got better players than Utah. Sure, you're going to be on the road, but that's a game you got to win. But I'm not killing the Phoenix Suns for losing to 2 really good teams. I'm not going to do that. So first 3 games of the season, how about I not overreact just yet to those 3 games? The Suns are going to be just fine. I know a loss to the Clippers hurts. Bradley Beal's quote-unquote revenge game with a whopping 6 points. And I know getting beaten up by the Denver Nuggets, who is everyone's trendy NBA Finals pick, was hard. But the Suns are in the middle of building a foundation, building a core. They're not there yet. They've got a lot of new employees, guys that are trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. We still haven't seen Mark Williams in the starting lineup yet. This is what growing pains look like. You were the one that told me no vibes is, no expectations, better vibes. This is what it's going to look like sometimes. You're going to walk into games where you're bringing a plastic knife to a bazooka fight. You're bringing a Devin Booker and Dylan Brooks to a Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic fight. Sometimes you're going to get your doors beaten off the hinges. That's okay. There's no expectations for this team to be an NBA championship contender or hell, a Western Conference Finals or Western Conference semifinals contender. They are in the middle of building a foundation. They're in the middle of finding and getting some signature wins. If it still looks like this 20 games into the season, I would love to bring out the pitchfork and torches and start running everyone out of town. You guys know I got no problem with that. I enjoy doing that. But I think I'm the only Suns. Like, here's another Colin Cowherd thing. He always likes to say he's America's honesty broker. If Colin Cowherd is America's honesty broker, I'm Arizona's honesty broker. Because I feel, again, we'll get to it in a second here. Been right on a lot of stuff. I didn't lie to you about the Clippers and Nuggets game. I told you, you need to win that Kings game. It's very likely you're coming out of there 1-2. Chill the F out. Chill the F out. Well, the Nuggets scored 71 points. Yep. Teams with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon are going to do that. Christian Brown's going to do that. Really good head coach. Like, that's going to happen sometimes. Sorry. I should have warned you that sometimes that's going to happen. Well, the Clippers, yeah, Harden got hot. Kawhi Leonard looked really good. The Suns don't have the bandwidth to keep up with those teams offensively. Those are the games that you're trying to steal, but it's not always going to happen. Like, guys, if there's anyone here that's not going to lie to you, it's Uncle Ben over here. It's Arizona's honesty broker. I've got no problem going after players. I've got no problem going after Devin Booker like I will in his second year. I've got no problem going after Matt Ishbia. God, if there's anyone that enjoys doing it, it's me. I like being honest with you. And let me be honest with you again. For now, the Suns are fine. For now. With big old capital letters, for now. If it looks like this 20 games into the season, we'll have a different conversation. But for now, you knew coming into the season, you were likely starting off 1-2. In fact, there was a scenario you started off 0-3. You got to win. I projected this team to win 37, I believe, 38 games this year. You know what that means? They're going to lose more games than they win. They're going to lose more games than they win. Everyone, Star-Lord, chill the F out. Chill the F out. They lose to Utah in the same fashion they lost to the Clippers and the Nuggets. Let's have some fun on Monday night, Tuesday morning. But for now, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I've got a lot of time to overreact and freak out. You can do that, but I'm not. I'm not doing that right now. Let's get to Devin Booker. The woes from him have been a little concerning. I think I have an explanation for it, as well as where I was wrong on Jalen Green. Let's talk about that next. Today's show is brought to you by the wonderful folks over at Monarch. As I bring up their lower third here, I want to make sure I shine the lights bright on them. Let's be honest, most of us can't even name all of our financial accounts, let alone what they're worth. Between 401ks, savings, and investments, it's easy to lose track, and that can mean leaving money on the table. That's why I started using Monarch, an all-in-one personal finance tool that brings your entire financial life together on one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. It helped me stay organized. It helps me organize my accounts, track my spending, and get a better handle on my investments without ever touching a spreadsheet. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarch.com for 50% off your first year. It's monarch.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. Today's episode is also brought to you by the lovely, lovely folks over at Game Time. Want to shine some light on them. Make sure I get their stuff up as well. There it is. Basketball season is officially here. Nothing beats being in the arena for those opening games. But let's be for real. Getting tickets can be a total headache. But between waiting in queues, surprise fees, and price that jump right before checkout, it's easy to get frustrated when all you want to do is cheer on your team. That's where Game Time comes in, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. It's your ultimate life hack for scoring amazing NBA tickets, easy and stress-free. I use Game Time whenever I want to go to a game. Diamondbacks, Suns, Cardinals. I always use Game Time. Typically, I'll watch games at home. What I normally use Game Time for is concert, comedy shows, those types of things. They do everything. And I always get the best ticket and the best seats at the best price. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDON for $20. LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's code LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Okay, let's get into the Devin Booker thing. Booker clearly has too much on his plate right now. He's clearly too focused on doing everything. And I think that is causing Devin Booker to have some mental lapses. He is, I think, actually getting to the cup more efficiently, more effectively than prior. But you can tell when Devin Booker at this point in the season, 3 games in, is shooting and is trying to find the open man. There is too much on Devin Booker's plate right now. Now, I know there's the very loud audience of they need a point guard. No, they don't. Devin Booker, even with what he's doing right now, is better than your proverbial traditional point guard. He's not better than, Chris Paul in his prime or Steph Curry. That's not what I'm saying. But the point guards that are available, Devin Booker, you'd rather have him out on the court than them. Just like Tyus Jones last year. If Tyus Jones was on this team, I'd rather have Devin Booker there. In a lineup that could already be seen in a starting lineup as a little bit smaller, like Ryan Dunn's a little undersized for a 4. Dylan Brooks is about the right size for a 3. I don't think you want to bring in a 6'2", 6'3" point guard to run the show. That guy's going to get picked on defensively. What I think it is Devin Booker's got a little too much on his plate right now. And he really is looking for that secondary score. The best versions of Devin Booker, he's always had, and I'm talking about 2020 NBA Finals run. I'm talking about 2022 NBA Finals. I'm not talking about the bubble where he just went scorched earth. I'm talking about 2021, 2022, and then every year after that. He has normally had a running mate. Like, this is one of the things where I've said Devin Booker's not a 1. He's a 2. He's a fantastic number 2 on a championship contender, but he's not a number 1. He can't do it all on its own. This is where Jalen Green comes into play. I'm willing to take arrows on this. I'm not willing to take arrows on, we'll see on Jalen Green's efficiency and if he can play winning basketball actually shooting the ball. But this is where I'll take some arrows. Devin Booker clearly misses Jalen Green. Asking Devin Booker to do everything offensively is not a recipe for success. It's the only recipe they have right now, and you don't want to ask Dylan Brooks to start taking the ball up the court. You're going to keep it in Devin Booker's hands. But it's clear when opposing teams can blitz, trap, throw 3 guys at Devin Booker, and make everyone else beat them around them, it just is really tough for Devin Booker to get going. He needs his running mate. He needs Jalen Green. And this is where I was wrong. I don't know if Jalen Green is going to fit fantastically with this team. I'm more excited for it than I was when it initially happened, but they need him. Devin Booker's doing far too much on the court. Too many instances are we seeing him over these last 3 games put his head down and go into, okay, I'm going to score mode. That's where he ended up with 31 points last night. Or, I think it was 30 points in the season opener. Didn't have it in the beginning, kind of found it towards the end. Booker in the beginning of the games is going into playmaking, make everyone else better around you mode. The problem is, and this is the thing, again, that I feel vindicated on, you're kind of living and dying by Grayson Allen and Dylan Brooks 3-point jumpers going in. And then when these teams and when the Suns are missing, they can't get back, set their defenses. Like, it's all one big problem. The Suns' offensive woes through the first 3 games of the season. Now, we know that they found it in the second half of that Kings game. But in the Nuggets game as well, they shot, 34% from 3. They shot 50 of them. God, this team should not be chucking up 53s a night. They just don't have the bandwidth to be doing that. But they chucked up 53s. They made 34% of them. When that happens, what typically happens with 3-point jumpers? It's normally a longer rebound. Team can get out in transition. The Suns can't set their defense. They need that secondary scorer alongside Devin Booker to kind of make teams pay a little bit. It's not just when you're missing, the opposing team is going out and scoring obviously more than you are. There's also a key to, you score, you get that extra buffer 3-4 seconds to set your defense on the other side of the court. The Suns aren't getting that opportunity to do that. So a little bit is on Devin Booker not letting the game kind of come to him and instead forcing the issue with errant passes and, bad shots. I don't like a lot of Devin Booker's 3-point jumpers this season. They feel like forced, and that's not his game. Part of it is he just misses Jalen Green. Part of it is he needs that second running mate. Part of it is, and I think this is the biggest thing, not Jalen Green, the jump shooter, not the pull-up jump shooter, not the Off the dribble, not the catch and shoot jumper in Jalen Green, the ball handler. I've got no problem with Jalen Green's ball handling. Dude has the ability to put that ball on a string and get to the cup at will. Devin Booker misses that. Devin Booker needs someone he can share the ball handling duties with. Instead of every play down the court, he's bringing it up and teams are throwing 2 or 3 guys at him. They need Jalen Green to take that pressure off Booker and to bring the ball up the court and to set the offense. And just because when Devin Booker's bringing the ball up the court, hard to set plays up for him. It's all ISO ball. It's all high pick and rolls and slip screens, high slip, set a pick, slip screen, try to find someone down low. Like that doesn't work. They need another person to hold on to the ball, i.e. Jalen Green, so that Devin Booker can get set up in situations to allow him to succeed. Like, I think that's as simple as it is. I think when Jalen Green shows up, Devin Booker's turnovers are drastically going to come down. Here's the other thing, and I'm going a little long here. Devin Booker, I know this is hard for him, needs to become more of a selfish basketball player. Dillon Brooks, against the Kings, I believe, shot the ball 24 times. In the Clippers game, I know he played well, but still shot the ball 17 times. Golly. And against the Denver Nuggets, shot the ball 18 times. That can't happen. Dillon Brooks, and I believe every game this year, has had more shot attempts than Devin Booker. I don't have the Kings game up right in front of me, but I believe that's the case. That cannot happen. I know Devin Booker is a very unselfish player. We've seen that before. There was that one segment for a long time that ESPN would do. Is Devin Booker just a ball hog? I think you can make that case with Cam Thomas. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of Brooklyn Nets basketball. I focus on the Suns, your team, every day here at the Lockdown Podcast Network. But with Devin Booker, he's a very unselfish player. Welcomed in Chris Paul. Welcomed in Bradley Beal. Welcomed in Kevin Durant. And shared the ball with them. Let his numbers go down. We need you to access a little bit more of the Mamba mentality, meaning my ball, my shot attempt, this offense is mine. He has not acted like that. Instead, he's trying to get everyone involved in this offense. That can't happen. That can't happen. Booker needs to be a much more aggressive version of himself. Needs to tap into the 2021 bubble season of Devin Booker. Yeah, I like Ricky Rubio, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson. This team runs through me. And I think a part of his struggles as well is just he hasn't had to do that in 5 years, 6 years. Devin Booker is having a hard time. He is struggling with accepting this as his team. It's 3 games into the season. It's okay. Things can get fixed. But that's the only thing where I'm Booker needs to become more of a selfish basketball player. Not an inefficient selfish basketball player, but an efficient, selfish basketball player. You guys all play off me, not the other way around. Hint, hint, Dillon Brooks. Let's talk about those rookies. I love Dillon Brooks. I don't want to go after him. I love Dillon. Let's talk about those rookies. Why Kaman Malawat should be playing way more. Let's talk about that next. Today's episode brought to you by the glorious, glorious folks over at FanDuel. The NFL season the NBA is back, and there's no better place to get back in the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything. Who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet hits. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Again, listen, I'm just referencing this again. If Colin Cowherd is the America's honesty broker, I'm Arizona's honesty broker. I read the comment section. I never go after you guys. You know, fan is short for fanatic. Emotional responses, and I love and cherish every person that watches the show. You ever see me out in public, come say what's up. I'm not asking for an apology. This is a sports take. But old Ben here's been right about a few things. One, Nigel Hayes-Davis can't play. At least right now, Rasheer Fleming should be playing over him. Said that in the preseason. I also said, cool the expectation the first couple of games. They're probably going to start 1-2. And there's been other stuff. But nothing has been bigger than the Oso Ighodaro stuff. I said before the season started, I also said that, just while I pointed out there, I also said, hey, watch for Ryan Dunn to make a big second-year leap. Ryan Dunn has looked great thus far into the season because someone that athletic and that good at getting to the rim can't bust. That defensively stout can't bust. Here's the other thing. Oso Ighodaro. This is why when the Jonathan Kuminga stuff came up and it was like Oso Ighodaro and Grace now, and I was like, oh, I do that. And I got some pushback. You can't trade Oso. Didn't we already learn something from trading our young guys? Yeah. If you consider Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson to be on the same level, or if you consider Oso Ighodaro to be on the same level as Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, sure. I told you guys in the summer league. I told you in the preseason. Remember Bol was right on that one too. Dude can't play. He's not an NBA level player. Maturity not there. You guys all laughed at me. Oso Ighodaro. What does he add? What is he adding? Now, is Oso the worst player in this center rotation? I'm not trying to act like he's terrible, but he's obviously a much better 4 than a 5. He's not great down low. He's not banging bodies with everyone. He needs to be Kevon Looney if he's going to be a 5. An undersized big that breaks your back defensively because he's grabbing a bunch of offensive rebounds, and he ends up every game with 16 rebounds a game. If that was Oso, I would lay off of him. What does he add offensively? He does pass the ball really well. He keeps it moving. That's great. Kamal Malawach is a better alternative than he is. Nick Richards is a better alternative than he is. And I've already started to see people Kamal Malawach's got to play over Oso. I'm like, yeah, I've been saying that for, 2 months now. I like Oso, guys. I like him. A fine player. I don't know where he fits on this team. Much more of a 4 than a 5. But I don't want him playing over Rasheer Fleming. I don't want him playing over Ryan Dunn. And I sure as hell don't want him playing over Kamal Malawach, Nick Richards, or Mark Williams. I'm sorry. I know he's one of those young guys and you want to embrace that young core, but he doesn't have a fit. What does he do offensively? Outside of keep the ball moving, a very intelligent passer, sets good screens, I'll give you that. Can't shoot the 3 ball. Can't shoot an elbow jumper. Isn't big enough to, bully guys inside. He's not breaking your back defensively by grabbing offensive rebounds. He's got a push shot. Kamal Malawach is more athletic. He's got a better stroke from 3. And he's the clearly vastly better defender. Some things I'm willing to be patient on. This one I'm not. You got to move Oso out of here. Not off the team. Clearly good depth. I think he would play the 4 fine on this team. He's got to be moved to the bench. In a rotation that features Mark Williams, Nick Richards, Kamal Malawach, it needs to go Mark Williams. He's just the starter for now. I think that can change later on in the season. I've said that before too. Keep that in the back of your minds. Malawach coming off the bench too. We'll deal with the growing pains. This is not an NBA championship level team. Nick Richards 3. Find Oso Ighodaro minutes elsewhere. Maybe you want to go small. And Oso's that featured 4 or 5 in a small ball lineup. I'm not saying he's terrible. He just doesn't have a fit here. And fit matters in the NBA. So, listen, if you're keeping score, Ryan Dunn so far, Nigel Hayes, didn't love that when it happened. Kept on trying to tell you guys, Rasheer Fleming should be playing, and he should be. The Oso Ighodaro stuff, never got it. Never got him starting. But like, I think the biggest thing is just like Jordan not values smart basketball players. I think Oso's a smart basketball player. I also just don't think he's aggressive enough. So we'll see how it goes. Suns got Utah tonight by the time you're watching this. They've got Utah tonight. I need to make sure, before I sound like a crazy person, that Utah is indeed tomorrow night. It is. Okay, just making sure. On the road in Utah. Just so we're clear, I'm going to take the Suns to win that game. I think the Suns will go on the road, weather the proverbial, rain and wind on this sailboat that some people think is drowning. Like, listen, you're 3 games into the season. You got more wins than the Rockets. That at least feels good, right? At least one Rockets dig, right? At least one. With that being said, guys, follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the show. Also, I'm kind of thinking about live streaming after games. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. If you're not, if you like this format better, let's just stick with that. But I'm all for what the audience wants. The beautiful, awesome, and amazing everydayers. I love all you guys. That being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms at Ben Garcia Show. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, but until then, it's been Locked On. I'm Benjamin Garcia, and it's been Locked On Phoenix Suns. See you guys tomorrow post-game.